Try to look at trends rather than every little instance that happens on court. In attack, how do we get our second phase depth? Because when we've done that in the past, we've played really well. So attack and defence need to think about that one. Centre pass setups, how do the defenders set up? They do a wall, but they mix it up sometimes about their positioning within the wall. Goal defence often drops off the centre pass, so first ball ought to go forward. Well, our usual pre-game training is about looking at our game plan for the coming game. So I've done some background work and put up some notes, which the girls take away with them. We then look at some video, and then we discuss some of what we think the opposition strengths are, but also look at some of their weaknesses and perhaps what we can exploit there.
And I reckon we need to drive that middle, because then it forces them to kind of go, hey.
I couldn't rate it any higher. I think it's super important, one, for the girls to be able to see what they're doing and what their opposition are doing, but I think it just takes the sport to a whole nother level.
So that's a trademark thing. So we want that person to actually stop. So I reckon we force her to get it.
Heat of battle, there's a lot going on. So if they can sort of focus their attention on a couple of, they'll recognise them much earlier. Whereas if they have no knowledge of what's going on, they're all over the place. They're looking at the wrong cues, they're looking at the wrong timing, they're looking at the wrong ball. So we just need to sort of highlight where they might see some opportunities, both in attack and defence, and then recognise them and use them well. I like this one. Famu and Courtney, I thought liked that last interview because they like to pass the pocket. So I don't know whether they intentionally did it, but the centre quarter player got deeper than the player that wanted to run the pocket. So you just create some indecision. And this week is very unusual in that we've got the very tall shooter, and not too many, well, nobody as yet has been able to counteract that. So it's going to be a really tough ask.
Out here, Peter. Hi, girls, this is Paul.
And what do we do? An SOS out for somebody at 6 foot, whatever. Someone that we felt was about the same height as the one we're going to be playing at the weekend, so we can practice with the height. We actually are practicing stepping off, because it's easier to get height when you jump rather than when you're standing perfectly still. All right, so we're getting off the player, but we're also thinking if there's opportunity to come out and this one comes off, they're going to switch players and the other one will come on and run through that line. Again, a running jump is easier than a standing jump. So a couple of those strategies.